So now look, Bob can attend an activity. Let's allow him to not attend an activity. And we'll head back to VS Code to add this functionality, and inside the application activities folder, let's just create another new class and we'll call this one unattend. I'm not entirely sure this is an actual word, but it fits our purposes here. And once again, we'll use our C handler snippets to get the structure of what we're doing here. And once again, just bring in all of the elements that we need for this particular request. And we'll also bring in the data context from persistence and system.threading and for the cancellation token, and also system for the exception, and just reformat. And we're going to do a very similar thing to what we did with the attendance, but obviously just the opposite. And we'll need to get the ID of the activity that the user is attending. And we'll also need our user accessor again as well. So I'm just going to bring in the iUser accessor and call it user accessor. And just bring in this from application interfaces, and once again initialize the field from parameter and take out this dots. And the logic of this one is going to start very similar to what we did for the attend. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy into my clipboard the first part of this, where we get the activity, we check to see if the activity is null, we get the user, and then we get the attendance. I'm just going to copy all of this into my clipboard and just paste it into my handler logic for the unattend handler. And I'll just need to bring in the application errors, need to bring in entity framework core, and also system.net. Now, because this is the functionality to remove an attendance, if the attendance is null, so we'll say if the attendance is equal to null, then all we'll do in this case is we'll just return unit.value and we'll just exit out of this particular handler. Because if they're already removed from the activity, then we don't want to try and remove them from it again. Now we could throw a bad request here, but in this particular example I'm just going to return. What we also want to check to see if the current user is the host of this activity. One of our requirements is that the host of an activity cannot remove themselves from an activity. So what we'll do is we'll say if the attendance.isHost, then we'll throw a new REST exception, and the HTTP status code here will be a bad request. And in the object error, we'll specify attendance equals, and just say in the message, you cannot remove yourself as host. And then what we'll do is we'll just say context.userActivities.remove, and then we'll pass in the attendance to remove that from our user activities. And once again, the rest of this can stay the same. Now we just need a new method in our activities controller, and because we're deleting something here, it's going to be an HTTP delete, and we'll just use the same root path as we did above. So we'll specify the ID and we'll specify attend. And because it's an HTTP delete, we're deleting an attendance in this case. So I won't use unattend. And what we'll do is we'll say public async task and action results and units, and I will say unattend for the name of this particular method. And we'll pass in the GUID ID for the activity ID, and then we'll just return await mediator.send, and we'll say new unattend dot commands, and then pass in the ID using the object initializer. Pretty straightforward. So let's go and test this functionality is working, and we'll pop back to Postman. And we've got a request to remove attendance for a user, which is going to API activities, GUID, and attend, but this is a delete request. So let's get the GUID of the activity where we added Bob, and that's past activity 1. So let's just send this request again. Get the GUID of the activity and fully remove attendance. Let's just paste in the GUID to overwrite what we had in here previously. And all we're doing here is just sending up the token for Bob. The test is just to make sure we get a 200 back. And let's click send on this request to make sure this works. And we get a 200 OK response back. And if we go and take a look at the activity details and click send, we now find that this is an empty array of our activities. Now what we also want to test is that we can't remove the attendance for Bob for the activity that he is hosting. So I'm just going to go back and get the activities again. And I want to get the activity ID for the activity that Bob is hosting and his host is set to true, and copy this into the clipboard. And let's click on this particular request, and this is to remove attendance for a user who is host, and in this case it's going to be the token for Bob, and I'll just paste in the GUID into Postman here, and let's make sure that this particular request fails, and what we should get back is a 400 bad request, and we do get the correct error back from this as well. So we have success, and what we want to do next is, sticking with the theme of hosts of activities, there are certain methods or endpoints we only want the host of the activity to be able to do or access, and we should only allow the host of an activity to edit it or delete it. And what we'll take a look at next is creating a custom auth policy so that we can check that before we allow those methods to be utilized. And we'll take a look at that next.